Hey there, folks. Welcome to Silent Film Saturday, episode number 76. I'm Joey D'Angelis, your host, with Ace of Hearts. It's a 1921 Lon Chaney film, also starring Beatrice Joy, who was with John Gilbert for a period of time, and I forgot the other actor's name, but regardless, this is the Lon Chaney collection from the TCM archives. Includes The Ace of Hearts, Laugh Clown Laugh, The Unknown, all of which I'll review for the remainder of the month. Also includes the photo reconstruction of London After Midnight, a documentary on Lon Chaney, Man of a Thousand Faces, and commentaries by Lon Chaney biographer Michael F. Blake. All of which are very informative. I'm just going to say that from the get-go. So, Ace of Hearts is directed by Wallace Worsley, who you may remember as the director for Hunchback of Notre Dame, which also stars Lon Chaney. Chaney stars as Farallone, who is a radical member of this radical group who feels the need to kill this man that is bad for the government, or bad for the world, and could help the world, but is using his power for bad. So then they determine who's going to kill this man by drawing a card, the Ace of Hearts. And Chaney does not get the card. The young leading man, John Bowers, I think his name is. I might be missaying his name. But he gets the card, and he marries Beatrice Joy in the movie. They get together, and Chaney obviously is jealous because, you know, it's a Lon Chaney movie. You got to have the love triangle. And Farallone gets really mad, and ultimately John Bowers' character, I believe Forrest, cannot kill the man because of love. This movie is the weakest of the three in this box set, admittedly, but it has a lot of good stuff. For example, there's this really nice overhead shot of when Beatrice Joy is passing out the cards, trying to see who's going to get it. That's a great scene, not just that shot, but there's other parts of the scene where Chaney's kind of like, you're really intrigued by what Chaney's doing. It's not just like a whole lot of close-ups. A lot of it's just like that, you know, it's a long shot. There's like this shot of like all the members at the table, and Chaney's like looking, and he's just like, he's looking at it, and he's just like nodding, and he's talking to the guy. Chaney's really good in this role. There are some cheesier moments, admittedly, with Chaney, but he is clearly the best part of this whole production. The leading couple, Beatrice Joy and John Bowers, are fine. They're capable at what they're doing, but I wouldn't call them the best or worst of leading people in a Lon Chaney movie. What's actually interesting is John Bowers killed himself later in life, and he was a main inspiration for a character, for one of the characters in A Star Is Born. That's always interesting. And what's also cool about this movie is it actually was like around the time of the Red Scare. So a lot of the characters have like longer hair or facial hair or beards to signify that they're kind of radicals. And originally Chaney's character's name was called Radovich, but they decided to change it to Farallone so that way he wouldn't have any specific association to a group. So it's a pretty typical movie. The score, I believe, is a TCM competition score, and the score works out rather well for the movie. I forgot who wrote it, but they have like a nice little supplement about the process that they go through for for creating the score and finding a score for these silent movies. Also, another interesting tidbit is that the opening title card is just the card, the Ace of Hearts, not like the actual written out title Ace of Hearts. It's just the card, which is really clever in my opinion. This was produced by Goldwyn, by Goldwyn, like Samuel Goldwyn, but it was not, it would be another few years before it ultimately became Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. And that's all we have to say about this movie. It's conventional, it's not Chaney's best movie, but Chaney is rather good in the movie, and there's some really nice scenes and shots. One more moment I'd like to point out is where Chaney's waiting outside kind of after Forrest and the Beatrice Joy character are up in their room, and he's with his dog, and he's just so miserable about it. Like I said, Chaney's amazing in this movie, so check it out for that reason. Next time I'm reviewing Laugh Clown Laugh. See you guys next week.